Hello and welcome to Yoga and Wellness with Rachel. I'm so glad to have you here today. Today's offering is a lunch break yoga session. So this is great for those of you who may be spending a lot of time seated, a lot of time working at a computer, maybe even a lot of time driving in the car. So we're going to stretch out some of those muscles in the shoulders and the neck and in the backs of the legs, the ones that tend to get tight when we spend a lot of time sitting or working in that forward motion, whether typing or driving. So you're welcome to have a blanket nearby. I've got my hips elevated on a blanket right now. You're welcome to have a block or two if you would like one. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. I'll invite you to find a nice, comfortable seated posture. You might be seated on the earth or a blanket or a block, maybe even sitting up in a chair. And just take a few breaths here to arrive. So maybe you'll let your eyes soften or close. And as you take a deep breath in, see if you can invite a little more length up into the spine. As you take a deep breath out, see if you can soften those shoulders away from the ears just a bit. And just find a few steady, deep breaths right here. Nice slow inhale. Nice steady exhale. And deep breath in. And deep breath out. One more breath in together right here. Deep breath in, maybe through the nose. And then exhale as you release it out through your mouth with a sigh. So yogi's choice, maybe your eyes will stay closed, or maybe you'll find a soft gaze down the line of the nose. I'll invite you to inhale, draw length into the spine once more. Exhale, soften the shoulders away from the ears once more. And this time as you draw length into your spine, you might gently draw a line with your nose, gazing up towards the sky, feeling that space across your collarbones. And then as you exhale, dropping the chin slowly down towards the chest, feeling that space across the shoulder blades. Continuing to move with your body's breath, of course, just pausing in neutral if that feels better in your neck. And then exhaling as you gaze down, bringing as much or as little movement into this flow as feels good for you. We'll do that one more time. Deep breath in. And a slow, steady breath out, chin to chest. Inhaling, drawing the gaze forward. And as you sit up nice and tall once more, soften the shoulders again. I'll invite you to exhale and turn to look over your right shoulder. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then exhale. Back to center. Inhale to find that length, and exhale as you turn to look over your left shoulder. And deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhaling, lengthening, and exhaling back to center. Now releasing the fingertips to the earth at our sides. We'll take a deep breath in as we float the palms up towards the sky. Reach up nice and tall. Let those shoulders soften away from the ears. And then exhale, take the palms forward, elbows wide. Inhale to rise, reaching tall, and we'll do that 2 more times. Exhale, elbows wide. Breathe in to reach to the sky. And last one, just like that. Elbows draw wide. Inhale to open. This time twist open to your right. Right hand behind you, left hand across that right knee. Relaxing those shoulders away from the ears as you breathe length into the spine. Just bring a little bit of a gentle curiosity into your twist, perhaps looking over that right shoulder. And gently drawing the belly button in. We'll inhale to rise, sweeping those hands back up through center. Draw the elbows wide, palms face forward. Inhale to reach up tall, and exhale, gently open out to your left. Left hand behind you, right hand across that left knee. Each inhale, exploring the length in our spine. And each exhale, exploring the edge of our twist. Again, mindfully unwinding, coming back through center, and exhaling to open those elbows wide. Inhale as we reach up tall, and then exhale, release the hands back down to your knees. We'll just take a seated version of our cat-cow here. So as you inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest, maybe even lift the gaze. And as you exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, belly button in, maybe rocking back just a bit. So see if you can connect your body's breath to your body's movement, bringing as much or as little motion into this flow as feels good for you. And after your next exhale, coming back to a nice, tall, neutral spine. I'll invite you to find your way into a tabletop posture, maybe setting your blanket under your knees if you're using it, or even just setting it off to the side. So we'll stack our knees right under our hips and our wrists right under our shoulders. Collarbones wide, the neck is nice and long. I'll invite you to just find some gentle hip circles here, swinging the hips back and around on the exhale, then forward and up on the inhale. A couple more rounds just like that. And the next time you come forward, we'll pause, changing directions. Always connecting breath to movement, shifting those hips back and around. Mindful, steady breaths. And once you feel like you've evened it out, we'll pause in our tabletop posture, pressing the earth away with the hands, feeling the space across the collarbones. And from here, you might choose to take your hands so your fingertips face the outside edge of your mat. Or you might even turn the fingertips to face your legs. Be mindful here not to overdo it. You should feel some sensation here, probably in your wrists. And maybe you'll stay right here. Maybe you'll gently and ever so subtly shift your hips back, increasing that stretch through the forearms without overdoing it. A couple slow, mindful breaths right here. And then beginning to come forward, shifting those hands back out to the sides and back forward. And then coming into our Anahatasana, our heart chakra pose, keeping those hips right over the knees. I'll invite you to walk your hands forward and allow the heart to melt down towards the earth, feeling that space, that expansion, breathing deeply here. Feeling the length from fingertips to shoulders, shoulders to hips. From here, gently dropping those elbows to the earth, coming forward onto the belly, and finding your Sphinx pose. So we've got our elbows under our shoulders, palms pressed into the earth. And it's as if you were drawing your heart forward and using the elbows to pull your mat back. Collarbones are nice and wide. And maybe this feels good for you. Maybe it feels better to drop the chin down towards the chest, feeling that expansion, that space across the shoulder blades to the back of the neck. And inhale, drawing the gaze back forward if the chin has been dropped, a nice long spine. As you're ready, exhale, drop the forehead to the earth, pull the hands back under the shoulders. And we'll tuck the toes before pressing back through table into our downward facing dog. So you can pedal out through those feet, find a nice length in the spine. You might even pause to shake or nod your head here. See if you can soften those shoulders away from the ears. Deep breaths in and steady breaths out. Maybe you'll float that right heel to the sky for 3-legged dog. And slow and controlled, guide that right foot to the earth between the hands as you soften the left knee down to the earth. Hands come to the hips as we take a moment here to arrive, softening down, feeling the space, right knee is over the ankle or behind it. Maybe you'll keep your hands at the hips, guide them to the heart, or even reach to the sky. Shoulders continue to melt away from the ears. And you can stay here, or you can come into a variation of our warrior two, taking that left hand back and that right arm forward. Shoulders stay right over the hips. You can look over your right middle finger or out to your left slightly. And then drop the left hand down as you turn the torso forward, reaching for the sky, maybe even finding a gentle back bend. We'll take both hands down to frame that front foot. Rooting through the left hand, reach the right arm out and up and overhead, a gentle twist, finding a gaze that feels good for you. With control, slow and steady, right hand comes back down, torso comes back to the earth. And we'll shift our weight back, straightening that front leg as much or as little as you'd like. You're welcome to use blocks here for support under the hands if you need to. Being mindful not to overstretch, just finding where it feels good in your body. And then gently beginning to come forward, settling back into our lunge. Taking that right knee back beside the left, pressing back into child's pose. Knees might stay close together, or you can take them wide apart. Maybe you'll find stillness here, or maybe you'll gently rock side to side. And stilling here as we tuck the toes, spread and press through the fingertips. Find your downward facing dog. Just press back and away, belly button in. Keeping those knees as bent as you need to once more to find that length in your spine. Deep breaths here, in and out. And as you're ready, you might float that left heel to the sky for three-legged dog on this side. And nice and controlled, guide that left foot to the mat between your hands. Soften that right knee down. Take your time to settle in here. Left knee is over the ankle or behind it, collarbones wide. And maybe the hands come to the hips to give ourselves a moment to settle into the pose, to feel and explore what it feels like in our body. From here, maybe the hands stay at the hips, come to the heart, or reach for the sky. Shoulders relax away from the ears. And maybe you'd like to stay here, or you can explore that warrior two option, variation, shoulders over hips, finding that gaze that feels good in your body. And once more, dropping that right hand down, bringing it back and up and overhead, maybe a gentle back bend. Exhale as we guide the hands to the earth, framing that front foot. Find the length in your spine. Down through the right hand can be in a block. Left hand reaches for the sky as you find that gaze that feels good, softening into your twist. Exhale, slow and controlled. Left hand comes down, torso faces the earth. And we'll gently shift those hips back again, straightening through that left leg as much or as little as you'd like. Being mindful to honor any differences from one side of the body to the other. And then gently walking the hands forward, planting the hands, tucking the toes of the back foot. And this time as you lift that back knee, step forward into a nice forward fold. You can heel toe your feet a little wider apart. Maybe take hold of wrists or elbows. You can shake or nod your head or gently sway side to side. When you're ready, release the hands down, heel toe the feet right under the hips. And as you soften through the knees, gently press into the feet and roll up, slow and controlled, stacking the vertebrae one by one. As you come up to standing, I'll invite you to loop those shoulders up and back and around just a few times. One more just like that. And then change directions, drawing the shoulders back and up, forward and down. A couple more times like that. And then pausing here, palms face forward, feeling the space across the feet, reaching tall through the crown of the head. Inhale to squeeze the arms out to the side and overhead. Catch that right wrist, side bend open gently to your left. Breathe in as you rise back up through center, changing hands, opening out to the right now. Inhale back up to the sky, take those elbows wide, palms face forward. Inhale to reach for the sky. Exhale, guide the hands down to meet in front of your heart. A deep breath in, a deep breath out. Feeling ready to face your day. A little more open, a little more relaxed. And as always, I thank you for sharing your practice with me. The light that is within me honors and recognizes the light in each of you. Namaste.